Good afternoon, honorable members of the subcommittee on the ICASA vacancies, the subcommittee on the portfolio committee. I just want to check our presence today. So you'll remember that when we established the subcommittee, we said all members could participate, but for the purposes of the subcommittee, then you would have the ones who are, what is the word, not substantively participating. If there's any decision that we need to take which requires a vote, then it's only the members of the subcommittee who would participate. So I want to confirm from the parties, from the African National Congress, I think the ANC had, can you confirm? 3 members, being Honorable Subrata, if you could guide us.
Comrade Chair, the ANC's representatives to the subcommittee is the Chair of the Portfolio Committee herself, Comrade Kosela Diko, Comrade Honorable Imran Subrati, and Honorable Oscar Matafa. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You are welcome, Comrade Mkhaha, from the Democratic Alliance.
Good afternoon, Chair. You've got myself, Tsolofelo Podlani, and Honorable Bongiseni Vilagazi observing.
Thank you very much. What is that party? Umkhonto wesizwe. No, I just take offense to using this name, you know. I think I must call it MKP. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Chairperson. Indeed, Umkhonto wesizwe is represented. Siyakwazi. And Samuel Ndlela present. Thanks.
Thank you. Economic Freedom Fighters. Let it be noted that we don't have an apology from the Economic Freedom Fighters for the subcommittee, and they are not present. Inkatha Freedom Party.
Siyabonga sikhona simela wonke amaphathi amancane.
Thank you. So representing the minority parties, Inkatha Freedom Party, member Honorable Sithole. Thank you very much then, colleagues. Maybe let's just get into the business of the day. This meeting comes after the meeting that we held on the 16th of October, wherein which we presented the program for the filling of 4 vacancies at the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa, ICASA. We had agreed that this meeting would seek to conclude the shortlist for the filling of those vacancies. The meeting also took a decision, which was we would seek to use a formula being 1 to 3, in which case then, given the fact that we're filling 4 vacancies, we would want to shortlist 12. I do want to emphasize this, members, in case it comes up again, that 12 is a guideline. If members feel that they would like to add to the 12, we may do so. In terms of the requirements of the Act, before deporting Honorable Ndlela that I'm reading the wrong Act, I made sure that I get the right Act as amended. So in terms of the requirement of the Act, Section 5 of the Act reads, I'm not sure of the subsection, but when viewed collectively, now this is around the composition of the council. When viewed collectively, the council must be representative of a broad cross-section of the population of the Republic. Collectively, they must possess suitable qualifications, expertise, and experience in the fields of, amongst others, broadcasting, electronic communications and postal policy or operations, public policy development, electronic engineering, law, marketing, journalism, entertainment, education, economics, finance, or any other relevant expertise. So this is what is set out in the Act in terms of what we are looking for. We, in preparation for this meeting as the Secretariat, we went out to also engage with ICASA in terms of their current profile and the skill set that ICASA believes would be an added advantage to what they currently have on the board. And the skills that they specifically mentioned were economist, saying that actual science would be an added advantage. They said corporate finance, people who have experience in mergers and acquisitions, legal experience, specifically governance, policy, and regulatory, electronic engineering, saying that radio frequency would be an added advantage, strategist or business development specialist, broadcasting specialist, consumer affairs, in this case, people familiar with marginalized community matters and data mining. They further indicated that in the current board, which is composed of now 5 members, 4 of the councillors, in the current council, which is composed of 5, 4 of the councillors are women, and they don't have any person who is young. Maybe let me stop here. And then in line with the decision of the last meeting, I'm again going to go through the political parties, ask for the names that they want to put forward for shortlisting. We will see if there's any alignment in terms of the names, and then try and finalize the list from there. Honorable Ndlela, you're welcome to come in. And I'm also opening honorable members just on these introductory remarks. Honorable Ndlela?
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I would like to recommend, so as to ensure that, the process is as sanitized as possible and as independent as possible, yes. That we submit the names, not that we read out the names, we submit the names probably to your secretary, and then those names are consolidated and then read out. He could then, if there's commonality in certain names, scratch out and so on. So just to create a consolidated list so that it doesn't come across as though, when we actually are discussing those names and those candidates, that we've actually, we may be discussing them against a certain individual who would have submitted them. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I think for me, the receiving 270 names was rather overwhelming. And to be honest, I have not had the feedback I had expected from my caucus, because the idea was to take the names to our caucuses. And for me, that process has not happened to my satisfaction. So from the Secretariat Chairperson, while we received 270, I do not believe that it would have been all 270 that would have qualified. So the question is, were there any people from the 270 that would have been eliminated for one reason or another, or are we still sticking to the 270? Because I know there was requirements, and I doubt that all 270 people qualified. So if you could just guide me, Chair, and then I'll go with what the meeting says.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bodlani. Maybe let me do this before we get into that. I want to read the grounds of disqualification according to the Act. Then afterwards, we may then look at any other grounds of disqualification. So Section 6 of the Act says you may not be appointed a councillor if the person is not a citizen of the Republic, is not permanently resident in the Republic, is a public servant or the holder of any other remunerated position under the state, is a member of Parliament, any provincial legislature or municipal council, is an office bearer or employee of any party, movement, or organization of a party political nature. His or her family member has a direct or indirect financial interest in the electronic communications, postal, or broadcasting industry. His or her business partner or associates holds an office in or with or is employed by any person or body, whether corporate or unincorporated, which has an interest contemplated in the paragraph above. is an unrehabilitated insolvent, has been declared by a court to be mentally ill or disordered, has at any time been convicted, whether in the Republic or elsewhere, of theft, fraud, forgery, or uttering a forged document, perjury, an offense in terms of the Corruption Act of 1992, or any other offense involving dishonesty, or an offense under this act or the underlying statutes, has been sentenced after the commencement of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa to a period of imprisonment of no less than 1 year without the option of a fine, or has at any time been removed from an office of trust on account of misconduct, a person who is subject to a disqualification contemplated in subsection 1B to I may be nominated for appointment as a councillor, but may only be appointed if at the time of such appointment, he or she is no longer subject to that disqualification. So these are the grounds for disqualification according to the Act. Now, the committee secretariat would have then sought to do an exercise based on based on the Act and how we constitute a council, where anybody who did not possess, amongst others, the collective skills that were specifically mentioned in the Act, those people were disqualified. And I think to a certain extent, we looked at the experience, whether the experience was speaking to the industry. We did not disqualify people who self-nominated, because self-nomination in this is not specifically ruled out according to the Act. Mr. Ngoma, I will ask that we first start with the process of receiving the names from the political parties. And then when you then give us that report, you'll also speak to the candidates who are then disqualified on the basis of what we have said above. Honorable Sithole.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, I have a suggestion, Honorable Chair, that if you can start with the existing members that are in the system.
Council.
In the system, and then if we agree on those members or councillors, and then we know now we are looking for only 2.
Thank you. There's a motion on the table from Honorable Sithole that the current, immediate past serving members of council, we include them automatically in the shortlist. So that I think that will be considered, but let us receive, I think, the list. I heard no objection to Honorable Ndlela's proposal in terms of how we handle that. So I will request, are you going to write by hand, honorable members? Because if you're writing by hand, please start doing so. So we then get a consolidated list. Honorable Suprati?
Chairperson, I just want to make 2 comments. One is I want to support the suggestion made by Honorable Sithole that members who are currently serving on the council and who are eligible for re-election be considered in the short list. And secondly, I wanted to get clarity in terms of the submission of the names. The African National Congress, as a party, we have reviewed the list based on the criteria in ICASA, as well as the guidance that's been given by the chairperson of the qualities, and we have a list. So my list is on an electronic format. How must we submit it? Thank you, Honorable Chair.
May I request that the list are sent to Mr. Ngoma? Can I give you 2 minutes? Sorry, Honorable Bolane, I think I may have missed your input and I'm trying to confer here with the doctor. I heard you saying that you hadn't had an opportunity to check with caucus, but then what was the resolution of your statement? Sorry.
Chair, mine was to say, while we acknowledge and appreciate the interest in the positions, but having received 270, the question is, did everybody that applied qualified? And then you went on to read the act. That would then be informing who qualifies so that even when the parties, as they bring their names, they don't bring you names of people that have disqualified based on that criteria. But then we move with the understanding of these are the people that qualify based on this and that. So then that makes it easier, even for ourselves sitting here, to deal with the list, because dealing with 270, we will not do justice to it, Chair.
Honorable members, with your indulgence, can we not, you have been sent what we called the pre-shortlist, which we had identified people that we thought would possibly be disqualified. I'm worried about disqualifying people when collectively you look at the council. Can we rather deal with the short list, and then if there are issues with those candidates in the short list, then we can discuss that. So if, for example, Honorable Bodlani, in your short list, you have somebody who only has matric, then we can talk about that instead of just disqualifying upfront. But you do have a list where we indicated people who did not seem to have any experience in the area, nor did they have any qualifications. But I would rather we don't disqualify unless we are getting to a short list and there's a belief that there's a candidate that it should perhaps be removed on that basis. Is that in order, honorable members? As long as, I mean, if disqualification on the basis of the act, that's a different thing. Honorable Subrata, you've got your hand up?
Yes, Chair, I support your proposal. That's in order.
Thank you very much. Are you done, Mr. Ngom? Honorable Sithole, on behalf of the minority parties, has already deposited his proposal. Okay, we have received from the MK, the ANC, and Honorable Bodlani was asking around the disqualification. I think we can go through what we've got. Would that be in order, Honorable Bodlani? Okay, maybe let's go through what we've got and then discuss on that basis. Thank you very much.
Chair, can I do have the names, the list of names from the ANC. I have the candidate numbers from the MKP, so I'm just trying to align the candidate numbers to the names. I'm still waiting for the DA and the IFP.
Oh, my main problem. You are not listening.
Can I ask for 10 minutes to consult? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. We'll take a 10-minute break. Honorable members, can we reconvene? I need to beg for your indulgence. Let me wait for Member Botlani. We are running into a problem. Very large parties have a tendency of submitting very large numbers of names, even if the largeness is imaginary. So it's 1:45 and we have a sitting at 2. We have a problem that we're still trying to collate the names. And also I want to take into consideration the consultation that the Democratic Alliance would still like to do. May I propose that we reconvene tomorrow at a time that is suitable? I do know that members do have other commitments, but when we meet then tomorrow, we would have finalized what we currently have. If overnight, people have waves of inspiration, I'd like to cut down on the numbers that they have submitted, if they could do so as well. And then we'll give the Democratic Alliance an opportunity to come back tomorrow. Honorable Botlani.
Chair, thank you so much for the consideration. I really appreciate this. I think what we are trying to do is to make sure that the process is as transparent as possible and free and fair, so that we are not accused as the portfolio committee of not having done justice to the process. Perhaps your guidance, Chairperson, on the number of people we should shortlist, because like you say, the preferences are really large, and whether we like it or not, we just will not have the time and the opportunity to interview a lot of people. So please guide us in terms of, maybe do we bring 20, do we bring 15 names, so that we know as we sift through the names what we are looking to go to.
Can I appeal that we shortlist to 15? We shortlist to 15. If we are not able to have those names canceling each other out and we get to 15, then we know that we have space for an extra 5. And we interview then 20. Thank you. Thank you then, honorable members. Let me adjourn then until tomorrow. Can I just do a quick check? If it's not possible, then we'll have to ask the Secretariat to communicate. Tomorrow, are you all committed in the morning, from 9? It would be portfolio committees. You've got a portfolio committee, Honorable Stolle? Until 1. Okay. So I think then the only reasonable time is same time tomorrow, 1 o'clock. So we'll advise on the venue. The Secretariat will check on the venue. We'll try and do a 1 to 2. Hopefully overnight we'll be able to move to a position that allows us to move quickly. Thank you very much, all honorable members. See you in the house.